So the topic today is what does your small talk say about you?
Yeah, okay.
But
you really dived in there quickly.
Well, I was going to say we'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, nice.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, nice. Do we want to talk about your t-shirt? I know that's visual, but I think we need to.
Sure, let's get into it.
So, you're wearing a Billie Eilish t-shirt.
Yeah.
Here's where I think you've gone wrong.
Let's just start with the fact that I am finding out that I get through things, particularly t-shirts, because I'm a sweater.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Heavy pit sweater.
Heavy pit sweat.
Always been that way. The amount of times I've spent
heavy like back sweat as well.
Oh, really? You're getting back sweats now? I've never noticed your back sweats.
Yeah.
But I remember multiple times
Top of
we've
back.
been top of back.
Top of back sweat. Yeah.
Because I'm more a lower back. When I feel when I'm at a wedding,
you're
and I
a
get
lower back and a brow. You're an LBB sweater.
Yeah.
And I'm a UBP sweater.
Yeah.
You're a lower back and brow, and I'm an upper back and pit.
I don't like that.
I wonder if that's the thing.
Or why?
Because I'm not a brow sweater.
No, I'm jealous of that.
But you are, and you're a lower back sweater.
Yeah.
And I'm a pit sweater and an upper back sweater. So I wonder if I wonder if everybody who is an upper back sweater is also a pit sweater, and I wonder if everyone who is a lower back sweater is also a brow sweater.
It's somehow linked, or if what it
an
says
LB
about
and B or a UP and P.
Yeah, I'm going to refuse to use the acronyms.
No, come on, get around it. Give it a go.
No, I get lost.
You're an LB and B or a UP and P.
Yeah, okay. But let's say if I am an LB and B.
Yeah, here we go. See, how nice is that?
Yeah, that felt really good out of the mouth. But what does that say about my either psychological state or physiology? Like that actually interests me a lot. Like,
That's 100%.
Is there something about
100%.
my physiology which means that I sweat in those areas?
Definitely.
Well, there obviously has to be. I think it's more interesting than the psychology behind it.
Definitely, because that's where you're expressing your stress.
Because I
Yeah.
find the worst
Yeah.
time to sweat is
Yeah.
an anxiety-induced
which
sweat.
is when you sweat.
No, the other heat makes you sweat also.
Yeah, but I'm saying you heat up because of the anxiety.
No, but if it's a hot day,
Oh, sorry.
I'm
You're
okay
just saying, like,
with
if you're
brow
exercising.
sweat. Or just
Sure.
if it's very hot,
Sure.
I don't feel self-conscious about sweating. So I'm like, it's hot. This is normal.
Yeah.
The worst time to sweat is when it's quite a cool day.
Yeah.
And you're getting, I get the brow sweat,
You're
and it's
in
like,
a room and
obviously you're
everyone's
anxious
like,
about
yeah.
something. And you're
Yeah,
like,
100%.
It's my tell.
Yeah, well, it's the worst when you're in a radio studio and the aircon's,
Pumping.
blasting with aircon.
You're sweating the house down.
Sweating the house.
And I can't do
the
bandana.
guests a meter from you.
Oh,
They're like, jeez, it's 15 degrees in here, mate. What are you worried about?
I'd be bad at
Well, look,
poker.
mate, you have no idea. I just went for a gag and
It hasn't worked. It hasn't landed.
hasn't
I think I've offended you.
yeah, like famously with Niall Horan, where I offended him.
Yeah, unintentionally, of course.
Well,
His,
not unintentionally at all. We found out that his ex-girlfriend had the same name as your mum.
That's right, and we wanted to have a bit of fun with him. And this is a true story. My mum hates that Niall Horan went out with Melissa Whitelaw because now she's very low on a Google search because she's quite well up in the world of dietetics, right?
Yes, yeah.
And she's very proud of a lot of work that she's done. But
Yeah.
if you try and
If you
Google,
Google it,
Google mum, you
comes
won't
up-
find her. You have to scroll.
Well, Woody's mum's not the girl in the bikini that you see on Google Images first up. So basically, we wanted to bring this up with Niall.
Yeah.
This is actually one of my all-time great studio sweats.
Yeah,
This one, I reckon, all time.
yeah.
And I suppose this actually ties in a little bit to the topic,
Oh,
which is lovely. What your small talk says about you, because this is small talk with a member of One Direction,
Yeah.
which I've got to pull off. This is pre-interview small
Yeah.
talk where we agreed that springing it on him in the chat, bringing up his ex Melissa Whitelaw,
Yeah.
was a bad idea.
and I thought it was going to feel too aggressive if both of us were there. That was the genuine reason
Yes.
why I ducked off to the bathroom.
And we always have small talk before we get into the interview,
Yeah.
right? Because it's good. You sort of, you warm the oven, so to speak.
generally speaking, goes pretty badly.
Yeah.
'Cause you
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think it's that bad. But
I'm bad at it.
Exactly. So, and again, this is what does your small talk say about you? Your small talk is just so on the outside that you can't make any inroads with your small talk, which I think says a lot about you.
Yeah.
Because you're a coward.
Yeah.
Which I think
exactly right.
we'll get into a bit later. A proward. Sorry.
Yeah, proward.
Proud to be a coward.
I show prowess.
You should get that on a t-shirt.
Proward. Genuine proward. The OG proward.
I'm proward. So the small talk for this chat is basically, hey, Niall, how you going? How's your tour going? You know.
Yeah.
Oh, One Direction, huge fan. And then, hey, just so you know, Woody's mum has the same name as your ex.
Yeah. What a crazy coincidence.
How wild is that? Would you mind if we bring that up in the chat?
Yeah.
That was the plan.
Yeah. And you did this.
And I did it.
Yeah.
But so that was the plan. Now, we knew he was a nice guy. A
Yep.
number of people had said, like, Niall's a nice guy.
And we'd spoken to him before.
We'd spoken to him before
again.
on the phone. He seemed nice enough. But basically, the plan was, I can't believe how shit this was, how badly this went. The plan was, I said to you, because you went off for your proudly poo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the plan was, if my water bottle is upright on the desk,
Yeah. He's keen. He
He's
loves
keen.
it. He loves it. Thinks it's funny.
he
Bring it up.
He thinks it's hilarious that your mum has the same name as his ex-girlfriend. You know, if my water bottle is down on the desk,
Yeah.
it's gone really badly. Definitely don't bring it up. He walks into the studio. I go and shake his hand. Pretty standard chat from me. Niall, how you going?
You're good at this. You do
how's
this
the
well.
tour going?
Yeah.
You know, then I walk him over to his chair. Here, this is you. This is me. And then I say something like, "Oh, would you be?" I don't even know.
Woody's in the toilet. This happens. So sorry.
Woody's so scared of talking to you that he's taking fright. He's a coward, but he's proud of that. So you're in the toilet, and then, oh God, this was just so. It's actually quite traumatic for me to bring up. So then I look at him. We've never met before.
Unbelievable.
And again, this
he's
goes
not
to
boring,
what does your small talk say about you?
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of time for small talk.
Yeah.
I'm just not very good at it. So, Niall, I've got a tiny bit of chat with him, and then I just say to him, mate, hey, just out of curiosity, and I just shot with your ex. He's called Melissa Whitelaw, and his face, like he just. I think they'd only broken up like a week or two before the interview.
Yeah, it was pretty fresh.
Like,
it was
very
almost like,
fresh.
because we were looking it up and we were like,
Very fresh. It was almost like not reported. It was just like a scandal.
It wasn't
at this
big
stage.
coverage, but
Yeah.
a few of the younger girls in our team who followed this
knew.
kind of thing, they were like, no,
He's
we've checked her socials, we've
relationship's on
checked
the rock.
his socials,
Yeah.
haven't posted about each other for a few months, they're definitely off.
Yeah.
But it's obviously fresh. So fresh breakup.
Super fresh. So he's walked into a studio, he doesn't know me from Bar Soap.
Yeah.
PR team said, don't bring up anything personal. First thing I say to him is, hey, mate, how you going? How's the tour going? Yada, yada, yada. Hey, your ex, Melissa Whitelaw. And then he looks at me with a look of, and he's about to shut it down. I could see that. So before he shuts it down, I rush in there.
Nice.
Because I'm like...
Save the situation.
Yeah, I go, hey, mate. Oh, just... Woody's mum has the same name. Woody, who's currently in the toilet... His mum has the same name as your ex. Her name is also Melissa Whitelaw. Anyway, we just thought it was, and I just rushed because I was like,
Yeah,
I could
just start
you just see it
talking.
on him. He was just
Word
like,
vomit.
He was like, you better fix this.
Yeah.
There better be a really
Get to
good
your point.
reason as to why you brought up my ex.
Yeah.
So I was like, anyway, Woody's mum, she's got the same name as your ex. Anyway, we just thought it was really funny that, you know, Woody's mum you can't Google her without seeing photos of your ex. I mean, you know the bit. He hears all of this. And I noticed about how, you know, that moment where you're rushing to explain yourself, but you know halfway through they've stopped listening.
Or
Like
as
they've
you're
decided.
explaining it, you're hearing yourself going like, "This is crap. This is bad," and then that's the worst feeling when
And they know,
you're-
know you know.
Yeah.
Like, he's
You've
like,
realised it's crap.
he's looking at me going, you know how shit this is,
Yeah,
mate.
yeah.
You know how many lines you've crossed here.
Yeah.
I know. I'm the only one in the studio, bar our panel up Joel, who, by the way, was also an absolute coward. And
Just started checking the buttons. Yeah, everything's working.
Didn't say anything. No one offered me anything. And then he just turns to me. I can't do his accent, but he basically just says, "Mate, I think it's just best if we leave the girlfriend thing out of it. What do you reckon?" And I was like,
Bloody hell!
"Totally fair enough.
Completely reasonable. That's completely reasonable.
Totally fair enough, Niall.
Yeah.
So keep in mind then, you're still in the toilet. I still need to let you know.
Yep.
Just like in, I mean, this is a rogue Lord of the Rings bit reference, but you know they have to light the beacons, to let Rohan Gondor know that the beacons are anyway, Gondor Rohan.
Why do you want to light the beacons?
Because I've got to give you a signal.
No. But I'm asking about Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
Why do they light the?
To let Gondor needs to let Rohan know that they're calling for aid.
God, these movies are shit.
No.
Sorry, these
Don't
movies-
you dare! Don't start.
Every
Don't start. I
time
spent
you
20
bring it
minutes
up.
trying to tell this Niall Horn story, and if you want to get into Lord of the Rings, you know that I'll be really upset about that. So don't do it.
That's a part of the film.
It's brilliant. They go
Light
and
a bunch of beacons.
on
Send
a hill.
messenger.
On a hill.
Send a messenger.
It's faster than sending a message
Yeah, I
out.
get
They
that,
see the
but-
fire on the hill.
Yeah, but relighting the beacon. Who puts out all the beacons?
There's a
It
guy.
seems
Actually,
like an
I did
inefficient
think it was
system.
pretty funny that there was just a guy at each beacon who's
24/7.
Yeah.
What's your job? I'm literally standing by this beacon, and I will light it when that beacon gets on fire. How
'Cause
many
it-
times have you done that? None. And I've had the
none.
job for 25 years.
No, he's never done it.
My great grandfather had the job as
They've
well.
never lit
He
the-
never lit it.
They've never lit the beacons.
One time, lit it as a gag. That's the only time.
Sent all the Rohirrim over here.
Sorry, guys.
60,000 men.
Just testing the beacon. It still lights, by the
They
way.
actually
We're
did-
good.
They'd never done a test.
We're still.
They'd never done a test. So there's probably like 30 beacons along the mountain. I'm guessing.
Shocking job.
So that all of Rohan can see the beacon. And each
Yeah.
one of them has a beacon. So you only light your beacon,
Yeah, I
which
get
by the
that.
way is just a pile of sticks. If the guy before you's lit his beacon.
I get it. You got to keep your sticks dry. It's probably a big part of the job.
Huge.
Probably that's the only part of the job, actually.
You'd probably
keep
have,
your sticks
you'd have a
dry.
bit of oil. You'd have like kerosene or something to chuck on them regardless.
Okay, keep your sticks
'Cause
dry.
you can't,
Make sure your
you
oil.
can't have wet sticks.
You can't have wet sticks.
Like, the fate of mankind
Right?
rests on you. You can't have wet. You'd have oil.
And as soon as there's
You know-
as soon as one person lets down this beacon parade or
Yeah.
whatever, it's like the whole thing's cooked.
It's true.
It's like,
It's
sorry, Steve had wet sticks,
Yeah.
so the Rohan will never know about the upcoming battle.
No, that's true. That's a thing.
It's a flawed
I
system.
wondered if they
and the
spoke-
whole film is flawed. I'm
It's not,
sorry,
no.
but it's just that you just find these holes constantly.
I imagine if the beacon guys would talk to each other occasionally, though, like that'd be quite a nice.
You can't
little-
leave your beacon,
No,
though.
you can't. But you could have a substitute.
Do you light your beacon to let them know you want to have a chat?
No, you can't. Otherwise,
Exactly.
you set
It's an
60,000 men across the border. All right. So anyway, so my beacon to you,
Yeah.
was the knocking the water bottle face down.
That's a smart system.
So yeah, that's true. Not relying on wet
No,
on
it's
wet
good.
sticks. So he says no.
Yeah.
I go shit. And then like
I come
didn't-
skipping in.
I didn't do
come-
it. I didn't do it subtly, by the way. I pretty much swat the water bottle onto the table. I'm like, okay, cool. The beacons are lit. Hit the water bottle down. And I'm interested to know from your perspective.
So I came skipping in because, upbeat, pretty pumped to say, no, whatever, excited about the bit that I've got planned. And then I think I do that classic thing where I get overly excited about Niall and like get around him and stuff. And then I reckon I saw bottle on ground because you'd already knocked it
Bottle
over.
on table.
Bottle
I didn't
on-
knock it. I didn't like
Sorry, I saw
thrash it off the table.
I saw bottle on table, and even though I knew the system,
Yeah.
like the system is so obvious. If bottle is on the table lying down,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
means
If
don't
the
bring it
beacons
up.
are lit, yeah.
I think I was still like disbelieving that, and then I was like second guessing the system because I remember looking at the bottle and looking at your face,
Yeah.
and then looking back at the bottle and looking back at your face and trying to telepathically communicate to you: have you accidentally knocked your bottle over, or is this?
I do remember.
And then you
remember
would
that.
give me like a face of like, no, it's there deliberately. It's there
the bottle's
deliberately.
down, cunt.
The reason the bottle's down
The
is because
bottle's
he
down
hates the
for a
bit.
reason. The bottle's down for
And
a
I've
reason.
sat through that, and then I start seeing the sweat, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you've had a
Yes,
shocking
that's
interaction.
right, I was sweating.
You've had a shocking
It's the
interaction.
sweat. Because you didn't come in immediately afterwards. So he just said, no, don't bring up my ex, you prick. I've just
Yeah, yeah.
knocked a water bottle down on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
table, which was
Yeah.
quite clearly a signal. And then we had to wait for 30 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I had no questions because that was my only thing that I was going to bring up for the interview. So then I'm panicking, going, what am I going to ask this guy? Anyway, I think it
Don't
ended up,
ask him about his ex.
ended up being a good chat. But yeah, that's a sweat-inducing situation.
A shocking moment. That's a shocking moment.
I think that's the point we're trying to make. Is that they're the worst times to sweat.
100%.
I kind of, some people,
If you're a UP&P sweater,
the brow. What's the U stand for again? Under
upper back. Oh, UB&P. Sorry.
UB.
Upper back and pit.
Up.
Yeah. But it would have been bad for you if you're an LB&B as well, lower back and brow. But
Well, brow for me is one of the hardest ones. Brow's the hardest one to hide, in my
Now-
opinion. Like weddings is a big sweating environment.
Weddings is a big sweating environment and a great environment, I think, where your small talk gets tested, which I think...
You just keep trying to bring it back. This is why you're good.
I'm not trying to bring it back. I'm bringing it back, bitch. I'm lighting the fucking beacons.
I'm heavy.
These sticks are not wet.
But no, you're right. No, wedding small talk is. I think
that does the beacons, by the way, that's tough.
Everyone's agreeing
It's tough
that
to
it's
get
a
around.
shocking system, though. No one's thought
It's one
about
of
it
the
before.
great moments. It's one of the great moments in cinematic history.
The beacon's being lit. I just think if you had a system where send a messenger when you need them.
You can send your messenger as a backup, but he's going to get there.
No, I
He's going to
get
get there ages later. I mean, famously, the other battle where they actually did send a messenger, which is where the word marathon comes from, is actually the Battle of Marathon.
Worked beautifully.
Well, no, because they got there too late. The messenger arrived.
I never knew the end of it.
The messenger
I never knew
arrived.
the end.
He died because he ran 42 Ks for the first time.
Yeah.
He's the first person ever to run it, right?
Yeah.
And then the Greeks finally rocked up and they got there too late.
Okay, fair. That's one in the
Because the guy took too long because he ran because they didn't have a beacon.
Here's his problem. He ran. I'm talking a horse. Get on a horse. Okay, here's my other thing that you could do.
Yeah.
You could have a new horse
Yeah.
at each tower. So you just ride from one tower to the next tower and go, babe,
Sure.
we're good to
You
go.
can do like a relay.
You ride now. Because here's
relay.
there are so many holes in this beacon fire thing. We've brought them up.
What about the holes in the what about the holes in the horse thing? What if the horse trips? What if the horse gets? It's a horse.
It's a good point. That's
The
fair.
beacon thing. You've got your oil.
Okay.
You've got a match. You've got two guys at each wood pile. That's their job. Sure, it might cost you overheads, oil. I imagine you've got to pay them a fair bit to be
Yep.
on top of a mountain every day
Yep.
for their whole life.
And they've got to be there 24/7. They
It's
can't
just like
leave.
a lighthouse keeper, right? It's the same thing as a lighthouse keeper, right? Shit job, but you
Sure.
pay for it.
What if he falls asleep?
There's two of them. Pay two of them.
There's two. So
Yep.
you're paying two guys to
Yep.
be at a beacon, and then
Yep.
they can't even practice lighting the beacon as well.
You're paying
so
a
it's
guy.
the first time they've
You're
ever
paying
done
a
it.
guy and to keep a horse alive at each spot.
You could do the Russell Crowe thing from Gladiator, which I always thought was impressive.
He just
you know
rides
when
with
he
two horses.
brilliant. I don't know if anyone did that. Crow, he's riding a horse and he holds another horse with his
I
left
don't think
hand.
that was uncommon. I don't think that was uncommon. And I
And
don't
he
think that was.
absolutely
I don't think
flogs
that
the
was.
first horse.
I don't think that was Crow riding the horse, by the way.
No, it was. No, he horses.
Does he?
Yeah, bloody oath he
maybe
does. He's Russell Crowe.
Do you know who's a great horse rider? Viggo Mortensen from Lord of the Rings. Apparently, as soon as he got in a horse, everyone
So
was like, "Gee whiz."
Viggo Mortensen, this is amazing. In the last episode, we did talk about method actors. Viggo is also a
Is
method
Viggo
actor.
method
Yeah, and
know
he
that.
refused to wear undies under his
in Lord of the Rings.
leather trowel that he wore in Lord of the Rings, and he wouldn't shower. So he was a bit of a Stephen Curry on set. Like, apparently people had issues like, Viggo, have a fucking shower, mate. Come on. Just a weekly shower would be nice. I'll put some deodorant on, mate. And so, can you imagine how much heat? So he's riding horses on set, right?
Yeah.
And fires stuff.
Yeah.
No jock in leather pants. That is horrific. And then not showering. Man, that long day on set. No jocks, leather pants. Just jumps into bed.
Yeah, the scrotometer on that one.
Oh,
Oh, absolutely.
off the scale. Off the scale.
I don't want to think about that. But what I do want to think about is your weddings.
Yeah,
and your
sorry.
small
Yeah, yeah,
talk
yeah.
at weddings.
Yeah, sure. So what do you want to know about it?
Here's a good question for you.
Yeah.
What do you think your small talk says about you?
It's a good question. So, I mean, as you know, O2 well, my small talk is very. If you bring something up, what I'm trying to translate to the person I'm always conversing with is there is nothing that you can bring up that I won't find something in and get around and give energy to. Like, you know that scene in Gladiator, and I'm sorry to bring up Gladiator again, but you know when Caesar is talking to Joaquin,
Yep.
what's his character called?
Which one?
Joaquin characters. Joaquin Phoenix's character. This will kill me.
What's it? Brutus?
Commodus.
Commodus. Yeah.
So Caesar is meeting his son Commodus.
Yeah.
And Caesar says, "Your failings as a son
Yes.
as my failure as a father."
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking in small talk.
Or
like,
as Sir Richard Harris says it, your failings
as a
as a son are my feelings as a father. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great,
Just
dude.
before he suffocates him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that's how I view small talk. Like, if you bring up something that's not that interesting, that's my failure as a conversationalist.
Oh.
Like, my idea in all small talk
Yeah.
is if something doesn't land,
Yeah.
or if whatever's brought up isn't popping,
Yeah.
that's my failure as a conversationalist.
Oh, because you haven't
Amplified
you
it.
haven't you haven't lit the beacon for
I
them.
don't you bring back the bacon because I will.
It's a perfect metaphor.
It actually is. It
You haven't
really
lit
is.
the beacon. The beacon.
Exactly.
Your sticks are wet.
Exactly.
Your sticks are wet.
I like to think that I've got the driest of the sticks in all conversations. So like, there's
Yeah,
nothing
wow.
you can't
You'd be
throw
a great
on my.
beacon man.
Don't.
You would be though.
I don't wanna be. I don't wanna waste my life at a
maybe that's
beacon.
why you hate the system. Is in a past life you were
I was a beaconist.
You were a beaconist, and that's why you hate him now. Because you were once
Shocking
that
life.
guy.
I lived my whole life hoping to light the beacon on my deathbed. Is the beacon alight? I never saw it alight.
So
no,
you-
that's my view. But the problem with that,
Yeah,
which you've seen,
Yeah.
you've witnessed,
yeah,
is that because I'm trying so hard to light the fire from whatever someone brings up, I get stuck. Because again,
But what does that say? But I think this is the question that I think, because I think you can tell. I think you can tell everything you need to know about someone by their small talk.
could I have a guess? You'll probably know more than me about what it says about me.
Yeah,
But if I had to guess what it says about me,
yeah,
I want the other person to feel like they're great.
yeah,
Like I would the idea that someone would walk away from a conversation with me and be
Yeah.
like, I shouldn't have brought that up. That was silly.
Yeah.
Kills me.
yeah. I know.
I want anyone to walk away from a conversation being like, I just entertained.
Yeah,
I was quite good in that conversation.
Yeah,
That's how I
nice.
want them to feel.
yeah. Nice. So, I've been thinking about this a bit,
Oh,
actually.
okay.
A bit, largely about myself, though.
Okay.
I think that everybody's primary need, like full stop, but above everything else, is a need to feel safe,
Yep.
right?
Definitely.
So
That's from birth.
another way to say it would be you want to be understood. The reason that you want to be understood is because you want to feel safe.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that the way that you small talk gets into how you feel safe. Mm-hmm. So you feel safe if you're making the other person feel good,
Yeah.
because then you know that they like you.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, bugger.
And then,
Back in therapy.
and then, and then,
I'm using that to substitute the love of my parents.
yes,
Yeah. Get that.
yeah.
Get that. Yeah.
No,
heard
well,
that.
pretty much. Like you obviously, as a kid, you felt the need to make someone in your family, your mum or your dad or your brother or whoever it was, or everyone that
Yeah,
might have
yeah,
been
yeah.
your role, make them feel good.
Yeah.
Then you're included. Then you're safe.
Totally. That's my
Right?
role.
That's your job.
Attach value to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that I would say is that's where you feel safe. So I often feel like when I meet people whose small talk is minimal, they
Yeah.
who don't necessarily bend over backwards.
Geez, I try to break them down. Though, I tell you,
I'm sure you
I
do.
knock on that door. I'm like, oh, we've got a challenger. All right. Give me one-word answers. All right. Yeah, I'll wear you down, boy.
When I meet them, I'm often struck by the fact that they must feel incredibly safe or incredibly secure in who they are.
Yeah. It is enviable.
Or it goes the other way. It goes the other way. It goes either, and you can normally tell, it's normally a feel. You're either like, oh, you're really secure in who you are, or it's you're so scared of being vulnerable that the walls are up.
Or really negative one. Do you think you're above this person?
Yes, but again, that's just a safety thing. That's just anyone who thinks they're above anyone else
It's just don't want to be vulnerable.
is
with
just
that
so
person.
scared
Yeah,
of the
so
fact
true.
that the person might expose something in them that they
Yeah.
don't want to face.
So true, and that's that. Well, for those people, they're the ones that I can wear down because I'm
For sure,
like,
you are.
I'm
You are
gonna
you are
get
like
around
the,
everything
you
that
are
you
like the
say.
fucking Mighty Mouse when it comes to small
Mighty
talk.
Mouse.
Yeah,
Don't
the
give
Mighty
me-
Mouse.
No, mate, don't give me Mighty
No,
Mouse.
you are. You're
I'd like
like-
a stronger character than Mighty Mouse.
No, you are though. You're like,
I am
you know,
trying.
with your
I'm
small
really
talk.
trying.
You're
Yeah,
yeah. I think the Mighty Mouse is where you're at.
Yeah, well, I definitely like sometimes I don't need to pull out Mighty
you got
Mouse.
A bit of
I
sun
just-
on the brow here. There's
no, I'm
that,
starting
there's
to
that
sweat.
UB&B sweat.
It might have been the therapy chat. Might have been the talk about the love from my parents, which made me sweat a little bit.
But you know what I find interesting as well with the
Yeah.
parent thing as well. If you think about your what I find about your parental small talk.
Small talk with my parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
For everyone.
Yeah.
That is also its own unique subset of small talk.
What do you mean?
Well, I find small talk with my mum and dad to be absolutely fucking shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's probably the worst small talk I have in my life.
Generally, if it's the same as my small talk with my
Yeah.
parents, it's because my parents are talking about something that I couldn't possibly care about. Like, it's like, oh, Woody, you won't believe it. I was driving down the street and I passed. What was it? It's number 57. And I thought to myself, that's where Karen lives. You know Karen. She was one of the mothers from daycare.
Yeah.
Who, it was Tom.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
Tom. Tom was at daycare.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
one of the mothers was Karen. And she's lived 57. And I drove past. There she is. She still lives. And it's like, at what point did you think that I was going to enjoy
They've
this
got no
story?
one else to tell.
It's like, and how long have you been
got
sitting
no-
on it for? Because sometimes it's like, oh, a month ago. It's like, you've been sitting on this for a month.
Yeah.
And it's the worst.
Or they tell you they tell you something about your sibling.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so they're like,
yeah.
you know, oh, how do you think your brother's going? You're like,
Oh, yeah, sure.
I think he's fine.
Yeah. Good.
I think like he's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
So I noticed the other day, you know, I was in his car with him, and you know, he had an empty can. He had an empty can of Coke in the console.
Yeah.
How often do you think he drinks Coke? Don't give a shit.
That will be a hard thing with parenting, though. It's something I'm not
Because they're trying to
necessarily-
find out. They're trying to get the
Totally.
inside
And also,
info.
like,
They've
love-
either got nothing to tell you,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
or they're like they've nothing. They've got something that they can't tell anyone, so they'll tell you.
Yeah.
Or they're trying to figure something out and they're doing it in a really shit way.
Yeah.
You know, just ask me.
Yeah, but I think as parents, and this is probably a little bit of a hang up from when we're teenagers, it must be really hard to get the balance right of I still love and care about you so much,
Yeah.
but and I've probably figured out that something bad's happened or you're going through a thing.
Yeah.
I don't think I can be the one to open the door though. I think you have to come
Your
to
mum
me,
and dad.
like, right? Yeah, mum and dad. I don't think they can be the one to be like force you to tell them what's going on.
Yeah, 100%.
So you kind of play. You kind of have to pretend that you're not digging.
Yeah.
Or that you.
What
care,
you mean?
but-
Something's going on with them?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like,
that's
remember, as a teenager,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
if you try to
Yeah,
get into my
yeah,
personal
yeah.
space, I will
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
you to get effed so quickly,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
will slam my door,
Yeah,
and you'll
yeah.
be further away.
It's so true.
It's this balance. As a parent, it's like,
Yeah.
I know something's happening. I'm trying to show you that I'm here and I want to hear it
yeah,
without
yeah.
showing you that I care at all.
Yeah.
And like, what? I'm easy breezy.
Yeah.
Like, you've got your private thing going on. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. But if you do want to talk about it,
yeah. You know who's here?
here I am.
The guy with the closed door. He's back.
No, because I'm so against receiving help in those times.
Oh, yeah.
Or,
No,
like,
we've
anything.
been
I'm just like,
through this.
That the last thing I'm going to do if I'm going through a bad one is ask for something or like try to get something.
Do you
off
think, again, I mean, going back to the topic, that says something about your small talk as well?
Maybe
People that ask questions in small talk don't like to be asked questions in small talk.
Yeah, 100%.
Like you'd rather be the questioner than the
100%.
questionee.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because that says
I think-
a lot about you as well.
I think I get a lot of guilt around. Oh no, not guilt. Probably more. In my head, in a negative way, I'm like, there's nothing I can be saying here that's going to be that interesting. Like I know, I don't think this is going to be very interesting for you, and I'm going to be a burden on this conversation.
That is so not true.
So I know rationally, I know, but when I'm in it, I'm like, yeah, don't bore them. They'll just be hanging this conversation. They'll be nodding, and in their head, they're going, "God, this guy's so boring. Talks about himself all the time." So I'm always like, just make it about them. Make it about them.
Yeah, right.
Ask. I just
You
want to
do
get
make
around.
people feel very good about themselves.
That's good. Yeah, that's the MO.
People always leave
that's
conversations with you, particularly if they haven't met you before. Like we were at a wedding recently, and I had a friend of mine who hadn't seen you. Oh, I hadn't seen you in a while, and they were just like, "Oh God, it's just so good talking to." I mean, it just makes you feel so good about yourself.
Oh, that's what I'm going for.
The little Mighty Mouse just would have been in there. You just would have had 1,000 questions, Just Dorothy Dixer after Dorothy Dixer.
But funnily enough, though, like selfishly though, that does it's safe, right? I
love
do
how
feel
good
safe.
That made you feel.
Yeah, it's exactly what I'm
Look
going
at
for.
that.
It's exactly what I'm
that
going
really
for. It's
like
like,
that. You had like a
oh.
celebratory sip of water.
And it felt good.
Bang, nailed it.
And that was a delicious sip of water. Water has never tasted so sweet. Do you know what is a shame though? That like
It's funny though. Sorry, hang on. Sorry,
yeah,
hang
hang
on.
on. We are going to go for you eventually, by the way.
Sure,
It's all about me.
Come for me. So you need in your small talk the other person you need to be noticing that they're enjoying the conversation, right? Like
Yeah.
that's the small talk.
I'm picking up on little physical signs constantly.
So it scares you when the joke hasn't gone well necessarily.
yeah, or
As well, or there's a moment where you go, I'll put them out. Which, by the way, ties into what you were talking about at the start of this conversation, which is the T-shirt that I'm wearing, which is a
Yes.
Billie Eilish T-shirt.
Yes.
And you went for a joke at the end of the Billie Eilish chat that we had with Billie.
didn't go well.
Well, no, but you insisted afterwards.
That's true.
You had your hand on her shoulder,
Yes.
and you told me that you monitored the joke
Yes.
by how much her shoulder was going up and down, like whether she was actually laughing at what you said.
If I had a superpower, I am freakishly good at picking up on any sign that either someone is enjoying themselves or not enjoying themselves.
Yeah, right. So the bit was I'd read this thing to Billy in my journal, and then after the interview we were going to go get a photo with her.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any pockets. / my journal was too big for my pockets. So I said to Billy, so I just said out loud, "Oh, geez, I didn't know where to put my journal, so I was just going to put it in my pants," which would have been weird. Shoving your notebook down your pants in front of Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
So
My eyes lit up. Here's an opportunity.
by the way, we're kind of like arm in arm with her for a
Yeah.
photo.
Yeah.
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 At which point you said, "Uh-oh. Is that a notebook, or are you just happy to see?"
And again, so I knew I was going out on a limb there. I was like, oh, well, that was brash. We've almost got out of this interaction. Because you are always a bit nervous about offending someone of that stature.
Terrified. We just had a beautiful moment with her. Like she'd just been crying. We'd all just had hugs.
Yeah,
it was
it was
lovely.
beautiful.
So you obviously felt very safe.
Yeah,
I suppose
did-
to
no,
be making effectively an erection joke in front of the biggest
totally.
pop star in the world.
Totally. And that speaks
Yeah.
to just how awesome Billie Eilish is, by the way. Like
Yeah.
she really did. She was very humble, very modest, and
Yeah.
gave a lot, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But anyway, to your point, I had my arm around her, and as I delivered, I go into super mode
Yeah.
because I go into super hyper aware of have I offended someone?
Yeah.
Because the antithesis to making someone feel good, right, is offending someone. If
Yeah.
I offend someone, or if I think I've offended someone,
Yeah.
I will torture myself for a long time.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
physically,
Yeah.
mentally.
Get the cat of nine tails out. Bad joke. Bad joke.
But yeah, it's really shocking. But
Okay.
so I knew with her, because I had my arm on her,
Yeah.
I was like, I was glancing.
This is wild, by the way. That and again, this says a lot about who you are and your small talk.
Yeah, sure. It
Is
totally does.
how much you're aware of how well your small talk is landing. I suppose that is the definition of somebody who puts a lot of time into small talk.
Yeah.
They're doing it because they need to see that it's going well. I mean,
Yeah, totally.
I think the thing you can draw from somebody who is or really a fastidious small talker is either that they love themselves comfortably enough to enjoy themselves in a conversation, or they're so concerned about the safety within a group of other people that they're constantly doing the small talk and reading on other people how well it's going.
Yeah, totally.
It's a perfect measure of who they are.
Yeah, totally. I also just don't like the idea.
That's terrifying.
But the idea that
is that the definition of social anxiety?
it probably is. Yeah.
Like I am so worried about how safe I will feel in this group,
And how I'll be perceived by
and
everyone.
how I'll
Yeah,
be
totally.
perceived by the other people, and that is going to be shown off because I'm going to be spending the next half hour basically just reading on you guys, which
Yeah.
I'm a freak at, by the way,
Yeah.
because I'm so worried about it.
Unbelievable at it.
Whether or not you like me.
Yeah, big time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And then you did that.
With Billy.
You dropped a penis cake
Billie Eilish.
with Billie
So I go penis joke, and then I'm in an advantageous position here because I've got physical contact with her.
Yeah.
Because I don't just have to go just on site.
Yeah.
So I literally felt her laughing. She's not big, loud laugher, which
Yeah.
can be frustrating for people like me.
Yeah.
Because that's easy. Boom, loud laugh, gotcha. But some people are silent laughers. She's not a hugely loud laugher.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't give loud laugh here, but I felt her vibrate with laughter.
Yeah.
And then I was able to peek at her face and she was smiling and I was like, thank God. Because if that
If that didn't land.
would have ruined my, at least day, would have ruined my day.
Yeah.
Potentially would have put me into a bit of a negative cycle for the week.
Well done going for it then.
Yeah, well, I didn't think, it was quick. It was quick. It was lightning. I was like,
Yeah.
you said it, boom, and it came out of my mouth.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
shit. But again, that
Yeah.
is credit paid to her and how comfortable she made us feel that I felt like
She was great.
didn't think about it. But sorry.
No,
Just
I was going to do a wee quickly. Is that all right?
you're wet. Yeah, man. Wet.
Yeah, all right.
You're back from your wee.
I'm back from my way.
Question. Vince Colosimo.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Great man, Vince Colosimo.
Yeah.
We did a TV show called Celebrity Apprentice with him.
Yeah.
He taught us a great thing.
Yeah.
That he rates all of his wees out of 10.
He does.
He doesn't do a wee without to himself rating it out of 10. I've carried that on. It's a really, I don't know what it is, but I feel it's like makes me feel more grateful throughout my day when I'm able to like do such a simple task and then go like, yeah, that was a 7. It's nice.
Yeah.
Are you still doing that?
No,
Sorry, my first.
You haven't carried that on. I'm not enjoying Rate Your Piss Chat.
I think
But,
we need to do more of Rate My Small Talk Chat. And we are small talking. Bloody
yeah,
hell.
we are.
Bloody
And you're
hell.
in it. Like, fuck.
Right.
Me, you are. I mean, like, you've
I could have
absolutely...
spoken to you for 45 minutes
Dude,
about your last week.
You've meted the fuck out of them again. Well done.
But
well
before
done.
we go, because
Well
we
done.
can't, unless you want to do we want to do the next episode about your small talk?
What my small talk says about me.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is this episode is what does Woody's small talk say about him?
Because it feels not fair.
Which I think speaks to everybody who, because
people pleasers.
we're opposite ends of the scale.
We are.
We both want safety, but we get safety in other ways.
Yeah.
So your safety is by pleasing everyone.
Yeah. What? Just I think it's exactly the same. But for me, let's use the Billie Eilish example.
Yeah.
Oh no, maybe. Oh no, let's use the Billie Eilish example. The other thing is that the idea that she would walk away from that offended or like. Let's move away from Billie Eilish. Actually, the idea that anyone would walk away from a conversation from me thinking that what they said wasn't interesting or good, like that kills me.
What they said.
Yeah. So like the idea
So
that someone
not
would,
you.
not what I said.
Yeah.
Is that the same? Is that the same as me feeling safe around people liking me? Is it the same thing, but just because that's the bit that kills me is that like someone would walk away not thinking that they said good things or that they were interesting.
Yeah,
or
but
that
that's because you didn't make them feel good about themselves, which means that
it's the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. You're not safe around them because you haven't made them feel good about themselves.
Yeah,
I think so.
It's the same thing.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so I feel like
I would also feel the same thing about small talk, which would be has the other person basically enjoyed this interaction.
yeah, right.
Yeah. And that's why, I mean, we can get into this next time if you really want to.
I feel-
but
I
I can
feel-
probably wrap it up pretty quickly.
Why don't we start yours?
Okay. I can probably wrap it up pretty quickly.
Well, no, that's not fair because
Okay.
I didn't wrap myself up. That's classic you. This is classic your small
Yeah,
talk.
it is.
Take control.
It is.
You
It
want to be
is.
in control. It's like
100%.
I will tell you what my small talk
100%.
says about
100%.
me.
I do. I like
That's-
being in control.
That's-
100%.
And this is not how this works.
Yeah, yeah.
You can give me an idea of what you think your small talk says about you.
And I think control says, okay, well, I think that the control thing is the same thing as the safety thing. It's the same thing. When you're in control, you feel safe.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So it's the same thing. I didn't realize until recently how much of an issue I have with control.
yeah. And is that because
I'm sure you were. I think I told you all about this when it was going on.
Yeah.
I've got a really bad habit of being a little bit too open about those sorts of things. But yes,
no such thing as too open? It's probably a situational thing sometimes, like not the
100.
time.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Is the control thing though? Is the idea of not being in control scary because then it's like there's unknown to it, or is it that if you're not in control, you're not providing value?
Exactly.
It's that second one.
Yeah. If you're not in control, then you can't provide the value.
Yeah.
If you can't provide the value, then people aren't going to like you. And if people don't like you, you don't feel safe.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. So in your small talk,
Or even like, so I think ultimate safety with people is when you don't have to small talk. That great line in Pulp Fiction, which is how that when Uma Thurman says they're in the car and she says, "How good is this?" Comfortable silence.
yeah.
Then they just such a great moment because there's 30 seconds of her and John Travolta on screen. I've got this undeniable chemistry where they just sit in the car. And you think about all the other shit small talk, which is him and Samuel Jackson talking about cheeseburgers, the Royale with cheese and, all that stuff. And it's like, yada, yada. And then she gets in the car and they just don't talk. And it's so nice. And they instantly feel safe around each other. We're down to one camera. So we're going to wrap up. The text on its last legs. Next week, what does your small talk say about you? Part 2 for people that deep talk too quickly.
Yes.
All right. See you then.